Uh, you know, me and the kid, we're in the middle of a very, very important battle to save humanity. And me doing this doesn't override me hanging with the kid. So I wanted to see what would happen too. I wanted to see how that would work. I've never, like, it's interesting that somebody could comment before I even did it. That's awesome. So, it's interesting because every single night, nighttime is the worst time for me. Going to bed is the worst time for me every single night. And there are multiple reasons why, but one of the things I go through is the what am I doing portion of things. What am I doing? What's the point of all this? What does that give me? So guys, if you could tell me, anybody can tell me how a baby is born with black eyes, I'd love to know what that means. You ever heard that before? His eyes were fucking black. All of them. How is that possible? How is it possible for a kid to be born with black eyes? Anyway, I go through this thing every day where
This is a black eye.
I tell myself I'm not going to do it anymore and I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop putting myself, my family in danger. You know, stop wasting my life talking about these things. Because is it just a waste of life? And then I go live, I go on Facebook and I just see, or I go on Instagram or whatever, and I just see the reason. The fuck was on there?
What?
What'd you guys put up there?
Oh, tea.
Get your happy ass up and get that shit clean. But I mean, it's like I don't even remember all the things that inspire me to keep going. I try to write them down and try to, where the phone is. Where the phone is. Where the phone is. Where the phone is. No, I didn't. Get up. I think it might be underneath you. Or in the chair.
No, it's not.
I think it's in the chair.
Can't.
I think it's in the chair.
Let me skip this. Stop.
Where my phone at? Where the phone at? Where the phone at? Where the phone at? What? What? I know. Yeah, I did. I was looking for something else.
Funny. You were asking about the phone.
I was just singing that song because I like singing that song.
Wait.
Are you playing shoot 'em up? Do you need the hotspot still? Super J. What? Goofy girl. What the fuck? So today, we were supposed to talk about the San Bernardino shooting. Forgot about that. I do want to look up something real quick. You guys ever heard of something called quicklime? AI overview. That's the thing that Google tells me to do first is the AI overview. That's interesting. Well, there's
So
no
did
wiki
you hear about
page
the
for
president of Mexico while you're looking? So the president of Mexico, Google, I guess, changed Google Maps internationally and renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
So the president of Mexico had a fit. And she said, listen, the only portion that legally can be renamed is the 40 nautical miles of the U.S. continental shelf on that body of water. There is no leader of any foreign country that has the right to rename that body of water, especially since it touches, I guess, 2 other continental shelves or something.
Why
Anyway,
would
so
I give
she
a shit
said
about
if
this?
Google doesn't change it back to the Gulf of Mexico, that the country, Mexico, will be suing Google.
I mean, this is the epitome of distraction to me. Just the epitome of it. Talk about some shit that just doesn't matter at all.
Well, I mean, it is a decent barometer because it's showing, like, how scary the shit Trump is doing is.
No, it's not. It's literally distraction.
Bodies of water.
There's no, yeah, that's silly. And the fact that anybody, who gives a shit? Why would Mexico give a shit? If they still call it the Gulf of Mexico and
Well, because when other countries look it up, it should read the Gulf of Mexico.
who gives a shit? For what reason? What does that do? How does that affect anything? How does that even come close to comparing to the genocide taking place right now? I mean, it's so obvious how we are totally distracted. And we're distracted by every goddamn thing they can fucking come up with. And everyone falls for it. Even I'm not even my wife, not saying it's meant to distract. I'm not saying she's stupid or anything. Again, it plays into the compassionate nature of my wife. Because she's like, man, that really sucks for those people and blah, blah, blah. And it had the effect it's supposed to have. You're definitely not supposed to say, what a dumbass distraction, who gives a fuck? Construction, uses for quicklime. Quicklime is a white crystalline solid that's used in many industries, including construction, steel production, and water treatment. It is also known as burnt lime or high cal lime. Quicklime is made by heating limestone in kilns. What the fuck? What the fuck? That was weird. Gotta put it back in. Is made in kilns by heating limestone in kilns to around 1100 degrees Celsius. 1100 degrees Celsius is a lot.
It's not, yeah, limestone isn't hard. It's a softer stone.
Why'd you blame me? Okay, well, at least you're fucking listening, dumbass. This process releases carbon dioxide, leaving behind calcium oxide. At room temperature, quicklime absorbs carbon dioxide from the air, reversing the reaction. Quicklime is used in mortar and plaster, steel production. Quicklime reacts with silicates to remove impurities as slag. Quicklime is used to treat water and flue gases. Quicklime can raise the pH of soil and reduce nutrient runoff. Quicklime is used in the production of pulp and paper. Quicklime is used in the mining industry. That's a lot of stuff. I don't know why I was thinking to look this up. I don't know what it was that Quicklime was used as a weapon in the Middle Ages. The moisture in the eyes would turn the quicklime into slacked lime,
That's why.
blinding the soldiers.
That's why. That was the story I'd heard. I knew I'd heard it from somewhere, but I thought it was like a weapon, torture. Crazy.
Quicklime rapidly oxidizes organic material, which can severely damage or destroy a body. Contact with wet skin can cause severe burns, thickening, cracking, or fissuring. Contact with eyes can cause severe irritation. Inhaling quicklime can cause sneezing, coughing, labored breathing, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and burns to the nasal septum. Accidentally ingesting quicklime can cause chemical burns. So how do you think they happen to figure this out? They came up with it by heating limestone to 1100 degrees Celsius, and then they were like, all right, well, let's use this same product in this, and this, and this. Oh, don't worry, you can't touch it. Don't breathe it. Don't. How did they figure all that out?
Don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. Effects on decomposition. Masks smells. Quicklime can mask decomposition smells. Delays decomposition. Studies have shown that quicklime can delay decomposition, not accelerate it. Reduces carrion insect activity. Lime application can decrease carrion insect activity. Meaning that, I guess, that they don't lay their eggs in the dead body as quickly. Quicklime is used to spray buildings flattened by earthquakes to prevent rotting bodies from becoming a health hazard. Quicklime is often used in clandestine burials to mask decomposition smells and reduce the likelihood of detecting a body. Quicklime is also used in conventional archaeology in plaster burials. Jesus, How was quicklime used as a weapon? The moisture in the eyes would turn the quicklime into slacked lime upon contact, and the resulting mortar material in the soldiers' eyes would practically blind them. During the Middle Ages, many took advantage of this weapon, using it against naval forces. Wow. I wish I really would have. I wish I knew what the fuck I was. What made me type this in? I was watching something. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna do San Bernardino today. San Bernardino shooting. Murder for hire scheme unveiled in San Bernardino as detectives what? Uncovers shocking details. San Bernardino detectives are shedding light on what they believe to be a chilling murder for hire scheme that resulted in the death of 44-year-old Yesenia Torres, known as Jessica Torres. So Yesenia, she was like, Yesenia will be real difficult for people, so I'm gonna go by Jessica instead. Do you realize that chick had to correct every single person she ever?
That's a goofy name.
Like if you said Yesenia, people would go, oh, okay, and they do their best. But if you said Jessica, they'd be like, Jessica, and you'd have to say, no, Jessica, over and over again.
Jessica. What the fuck?
Okay, that's not what I was looking for. 5 men charged in the murder for hire plot of a San Bernardino County businesswoman. All right, 2015, that's when it happened. Gosh, I wish that guy from yesterday was here. He was the Dixon guy, James Dixon. That's what it is. Tell your boyfriend James Dixon to come over here wherever he talks to him. Tell him we're talking about San Bernardino. This guy said he's lived in San Bernardino for years and hasn't heard of this. Doesn't know anything about this. Well, I mean, when was the last time you heard anybody talk about December 2nd, 2015? Yeah. Get a bong, dude. Stop smoking out of aluminum cans. Says somebody who's watched this video countless times. Like, just can you imagine the stupid that it takes to say that? The desperate stupid it takes to say something like that right now. I go, I'm going to talk about San Bernardino, blah, blah, blah. And you go, what can I do? What can I do? It's the same thing over and over again. Okay. On December 2nd, 2015, a terrorist attack. It was a terrorist attack. I don't remember it being a terrorist attack. Consisting of a mass shooting and an attempted bombing. Did you remember the attempted bombing portion? Occurred at the Inland Regional Center in San Bernardino, California, United States. A place that had CCTV cameras everywhere. And for some reason, the footage still hasn't been released. The perpetrators, Syed Rizwan Farouk and Tashfeen Malik, you know, the married couple who had a kid together that they dropped off before they...
Yeah.
Right? And yet, for some reason, they have different names. A married couple living in the city of Redlands targeted a San Bernardino County Department of Health training event and Christmas party of about 80 employees in the rented banquet room. You know, now I haven't looked at this story in quite some time. And I know that the last time I looked, the narrative that they gave us was just a holy shit kind of thing. I can't believe they're trying to pull this off. I love how the millionaire, the guy that keeps pretending to be a millionaire, watches my shit all the time and won't prove it. I mean, if you're a millionaire, sending $1,000 to someone would be nothing. You could write it off. You know, you could do whatever. You could send $1,000. You wouldn't even feel it, and you'd prove your point. Then you would have some validity, some legitimacy to what you say. I'd say, yeah, well, that guy claimed he was a millionaire, sent $1,000. Yeah. But you won't, because you're a dumbass. 14 people were killed and 22 others were seriously injured. Again, this should be really interesting. Farouk was a Muslim and an American-born citizen of Pakistani descent who worked as a health department employee. Malik was a Muslim and a Pakistani-born green card holder. After the shooting, the couple fled in a rented Ford Expedition SUV. 4 hours later, police pursued their vehicle and killed them in a shootout, which also left two officers injured. So think about that. What the initial report was that they had done this shooting. Now, they'd done this shooting on a day where there was this huge police training event taking place. So the response time was instantaneous, and there were like endless police there. They reported that a police chase was happening where the shooters had escaped and took off, and the police were seen chasing them out of the city. Or that was the last they had heard, and it was for a little while. And then, of course, the first person to speak was the Freemason hat wearing guy that looked like a South Park character, and he was talking about, yeah, well, the information I've heard, or that we know, says that, like, had an earpiece or some shit. I don't know. It was a weird quinky-dink, that's for sure. But these guys, so there's this footage that exists where the news was talking to a woman who was, or they were, maybe they were talking to the woman, or they were playing her 911. I can't remember. But she was saying, yes, it was 3 white men, military fatigues. You know, they were acting like military. It was 3 white, you know, well-built big men. And as they're doing that, suddenly the police chase now comes down the street, and they cut to this police chase where somebody is standing on the side of the road and films as the black SUV drives by, you know, not police chase fast, but not, you know, not fast. And as it drives by, there are multiple police behind it. The thing that if you notice, if you pay attention, the headlights of the SUV flash back and forth. You know, like a fucking police vehicle. How did these guys get their hands on a police vehicle? Well, you're not supposed to ask that question. But the lights flash back and forth, and as they like, you can see the lights flashing back and forth, they suddenly put a banner up. And so now you can't see that. The other thing was they had the coverage was everywhere. The news was everywhere. Like, everything was covered. There were helicopters, and they kept saying that they had footage of all the things going on, but they didn't want to show it because they didn't know if anyone else was in cahoots. So they didn't want to give them a leg up. And that actually makes sense, right? But it doesn't make sense as to why then, since this has happened, the footage hasn't been released. Why hasn't the footage been released? You know? Does it make any sense? Wow, it took you that long to come up with that stupid ass comment? Jesus Christ. So then, as they say, they were in a stolen black SUV. Somehow they stole this black SUV. They then handcuffed themselves behind their own backs, got into the back of their SUV, and had a shootout with the cops where they were both killed. All of which was filmed. Was the news filmed the whole thing. And yet that footage has never been released. But this is just me talking, right? It's different when I'm reading it, right? Isn't it? I mean, to some people, they go, you're making stuff up while I'm reading stuff. So 9 years ago, Jesus Christ. Mass shooting, mass murder, terrorism shooting, shootout, workplace shooting. Weapons, AR-15 style rifles, as always. Somehow the bad guys can always get their hands on those AR-15 style rifles.
Wouldn't they?
9mm semi-automatic pistols and pipe bombs. Funny how they didn't set any of the pipe bombs off. According to the FBI's investigation, the perpetuators were, quote, homegrown violent extremists inspired by foreign terrorist groups. They were not directed by such groups and were not a part of any terrorist cell or network. Yet it was a terrorist attack. You know, because they're Muslim. So that makes a terrorist attack. FBI investigators have said that Farouk and Malik had become radicalized over several years prior to the attack, consuming, quote, poison on the internet and expressing a commitment to jihadism and martyrdom in private messages to each other. Farouk and Malik had traveled to Saudi Arabia in the years before the attack. The couple had amassed a large stockpile of weapons, ammunition, and bomb-making equipment in their home. You know, the home that the news was allowed in.
Yes.
And they found their IDs just sitting out on the table. Social Security cards, you know. The crazy part is it's so hard. It's 9 years ago. It's really hard to remember all that shit, especially with all the other shit that they've given us. But this is one of those events that nobody's decided to make any sort of loose changes about, or even a Mindy Robinson, who made the Route 91, the Las Vegas shooting documentary. I really hope that chick, because she made a really good fucking documentary about it. I was really hoping she'd make one about the fake Trump shooting, but she's a Trump supporter, so she won't do that.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that interesting? Oh, I'm a joke. Oh, ouch. Ouch. The guy that watches me every day for months at a time calls me a joke. Oh, ouch. Hours at a time for months at a time. Oh, ow. Ooh. Look at me. I'm joking by reading you the San Bernardino shooting, the official narrative of it. Oh, ow. I'm such a jokester. So stupid. Enrique Martinez Jr., a friend and former neighbor of Farouk's, was investigated in connection with his purchase of the 2 rifles used in the attack. Marquez was arrested in December 2015 and later pleaded guilty to federal charges of providing material support for terrorism and making false statements in connection with the acquisition of a firearm. Martinez also admitted that in 2021 he conspired with Farouk to carry out shooting and bombing attacks, plans which were abandoned at the time. Why would he ever admit to that?
No idea.
Like, again, just make that make sense. This guy is going, he's going to do all this stuff and then just be like, yeah, I did all that. Make my sentence as hard as you can make it. I know you can't prove anything,
Right.
but just make it all as difficult as you can. Marquez also admitted 3 other people, including Farouk's brother and sister-in-law, were arrested for immigration fraud in connection with a sham marriage between Marquez and Mariah.
What's her name?
No, her name is Mariah, Mariya, Chernykh, 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 Chernykh. How would you even say that? Nykh. The sister-in-law of Farouk's brother. The sister-in-law of Farouk's brother. Okay. All 3 pleaded guilty. Of course they did. The attack was the deadliest mass shooting in the U.S. since 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. No, it wasn't. Oh, it was surpassed by the Orlando. So the nightclub was after that in June of. Okay. The deadliest terrorist attack to occur in the United States since September 11th, and the deadliest mass shooting in California since the 1984 San Ysidro McDonald's massacre. Yeah, that's one of those great things to go back and watch and be like, how did that happen again? Those guys were just walking around, all superstar, just shooting away, and nobody could stop them. It was surpassed by the Orlando nightclub shooting in June 2016. All right, the events. What's up? Cool. I'll check it out. Hang on, here I come.
I gotta kill the person again first, but
Okay, so get there.
this is my favorite person in the game.
What? Okay, cool. Farouk and Malik left their 6-month-old daughter with Farouk's mother at their Redlands home the morning of the attack, saying they were going to a doctor's appointment. Isn't that interesting? I mean, it's just like, this story just makes such little sense. The only way it makes sense is if you say it's a completely manufactured bullshit Team Jorge style narrative. Then you go, yo, okay, I can see how that totally makes sense then. Okay, here I come. Do you guys, hey, do you get, like, I don't hear myself? Like, I don't watch this. You guys love hearing me speak. That's why you're here.
This is not the easy fatality either.
Okay, we'll get it done.
Okay.
You know you're not going to get it.
Ah, crap.
Told you.
Dang it. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna completely master it.
You should. You should put it down to 1-round matches. People say nothing but stupid shit in the comments and then wonder why I don't read their comments. Like, think again how arrogant somebody has to be like, why aren't you reading my comments that aren't about anything you're talking about and just some stupid nonsense I want to say? Why don't you read my comments? It's Jay arrogance, man. I don't know how else you can describe it other than just flat out stupidity, but I don't know. I just think it's not. I just don't think I'm that important, right? I don't think I'm that important that stupid people would obsess over me for such a long period of time, so consistently, and do such a poor job at it. It's not like they even, wobble me or anything. It's just like everything they say, it's like I want people, like, look what they're saying. Look how desperate they are. Look at everything they're saying instead of talking about what's being talked about. Why don't they talk? Why don't they just do the easiest thing? That's because you're a wuss.
Wow, you gonna take that?
All right. Farouk, a health inspector for San Bernardino County Department of Public Health. He's a health inspector for the County Department of Public Health. And nobody caught on? Attended a departmental event at the banquet room of the Inland Regional Center. This is really, check out these details. The event began as a semi-annual all-staff meeting and training event and was in the process of transitioning into a department holiday party / luncheon when the shooting began. There were a total of 91 invited guests, with 75 to 80 people stated to have been in attendance. We don't know how many people were in attendance? I mean, it's not like we're talking about thousands of people, and it's like it's either 1,122 or 1,123. So, all right. So right away, we're running into an unexpected, like, unnecessary complication, I guess. Farouk arrived at the department event at about 8:30 a.m. and left midway through it at around 10:30, leaving a backpack atop a table. Co-workers reported that Farouk had been quiet for the duration of the event and that he had been looking at his phone before his departure. He posed for photos with other co-workers. Who was paying attention to him? They're at a party and everybody is like, I remember Farouk. He wasn't making himself very noticeable. Shortly before 11 a.m., the event went on. Sorry about that. Shortly before 11 a.m., the event went on an unscheduled break due to a technical problem. What work party have you ever been to? And you've been to an actual lot of work parties in the fields that you've been to. Which work parties have gone on a break due to a technical problem? That literally sounds like a commercial, like a TV show.
Not a party. I've been to like managers meetings where we had to take a break because there was, you know, a technical issue or
Right,
whatever.
but not a party.
A party? No. No, a party is a party.
What break would you need? Okay, you're gonna do it this time and not be a wuss, right? Because I got the whole world is watching, and if you screw up, they're all gonna think you're losers. You're a loser.
Okay. Stand up. I swear to God, if my friend. Oh crap.
Already screwed it up.
Nope. Boom. Fatality. It's not over. You're...
That was so overkill. That was a good one, though. That was so overkill.
I can do scorpions as well.
Nice.
Want to see scorpions?
Not at the moment, no. But I will when you beat me later.
Oh yeah.
Let's all just leave. So this guy's talking. Do it. You guys should all just leave. So I'm talking to myself. That's a good idea. Shortly before there's a technical problem. At 10:58 a.m., Farouk and Malik arm them. Okay, so shortly before they show up to do the shooting, there's a technical problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens. That does. It's a happening thing. So, shortly before 11 a.m., the event went on an unscheduled break due to a technical problem. At 10:58 a.m., Farouk and Malik, armed with semi-automatic pistols and rifles, opened fire outside the building, killing 2 people. Farouk entered the building a minute later, firing on those in attendance. He was followed quickly by Malik. They wore ski masks and black tactical gear, including load-bearing vests, holding magazines and ammunition. So if they had planned on like going out in a blaze of glory kind of situation, why would they wear masks?
I mean,
The masks provide zero protection whatsoever.
mask up. Mask
up. They wore ski masks and black tactical gear, including load-bearing vests holding magazines and ammunition. She was like this tiny little female, by the way. So a short, smaller Muslim man and his tiny Muslim wife, who had just dropped off their baby, and were attending a party, left, came back fully, told their mother they were going to a doctor's office. They were mistaken for 3 white men in military fatigues. 2 smaller Arabs, one being a tiny female, were mistaken for 3 large white men in military fatigues. I could totally see how people could make that mistake. Holding magazines and ammunition, but not ballistic or bulletproof vests. They got all the guns and weapons, but they never thought to get themselves some vests. The entire shooting took 2 to 3 minutes, during which...
covered in Jesus' blood. They didn't need the vests.
They're Muslims. During which the shooters fired more than 100 bullets before fleeing. 2 to 3 minutes. Like, I know I did the 34 seconds thing yesterday, and it seems like a long time, and it would be, right? In certain situations, 34 seconds is a long time.
Yes.
In a shooting situation,
It's an eternity.
no, 2 to 3 minutes is insanely quick. For these people to come in, do the shooting, and then escape within 2 minutes, that's
See, I think as a witness, being part of it, it would seem like
It would probably seem like it, but when you think about the realistic nature of it, so
the logistics.
the logistics. You have to think they show up.
No, that.
They come in, they kick it, they shoot the guy outside. They come in, they start shooting. They're walking around looking for other things to shoot. They're doing their thing. They do all that and escape within 2 or 3 minutes. We're not sure again. It's one of these inconsistencies. Those who didn't leave, don't forget to like, share, and sub. Helps out. You know, you guys are seeing a great example of when trolls get their asses kicked so bad that they go, let's just leave then. That's pretty fucking sweet. You might want to show your friends. All right. During the shooting, many of those in attendance managed to escape the room and flee deeper into the building, while those who remained hid underneath tables or in bathrooms, closets, and cupboards. What does that mean? During the shooting, many of those in attendance managed to escape the room. Excusez-moi, madame.
Yes. So that I can let them out when I get back, and then
thank you.
in the morning before I go. No.
You're leaving right now? It's getting fucking good. What's wrong with you? Sweet dude. No, dude. Hang on. Okay. Here I come. I've seen scorpions. Yes, I have. He does the thing and he pulls the thing, shoots, and pulls the thing out.
No, this one's he doesn't turn them into a skeleton.
I didn't say he turned him into a skeleton. I said he shoots him with the things, right? That's sweet. It's amazing how brittle the bodies get.
Yeah.
That was kind of silly. How would you pull somebody's head through their body?
Who was better?
Hers was way better. Okay, well, I'm not coming down to look each time. This says, during the shooting, many of those in attendance managed to escape the room and flee deeper into the building, while those who remained hid underneath tables or in bathrooms, closets, and cupboards. That's not a sentence. While those who remained hid. Okay, I get it. A bullet hit a fire sprinkler pipe, causing water to pour down the banquet room, making it difficult to see. What a fucking convenience. You know, nobody could actually see what was going on. Gotcha. The perpetrators moved between tables, shooting anyone who moved or made a sound. All within 2 or 3 minutes. One person was struck by a bullet that tore through an interior wall, while another was shot while trying to escape through a glass door near where the shooters had entered. Bitch. Over 100 bullets in 2 minutes. I mean, that's literally almost 1 bullet per second. So they're walking around shooting all, like, I mean, just think about the details we're given about this narrative. That's all I want, right? 3 men attempted to stop one of the shooters, but were all shot. It was unclear if any of them survived. What do you mean? How is it unclear? We don't know who those men were. Like, it's interesting how this is just one of these stories with a whole bunch of unnamed extras in it. One victim was killed while shielding a co-worker with his body. Oh. Some initially mistook the attack as an active shooter drill. Some previous such drills had taken place in the same banquet room. I mean, what kind of drills are they doing in these situations? You know, when they're doing drills, are they using like active fire or, you know, blanks and guys with masks, and they're causing potential heart attacks and, you know, injuries and shit? Love to see one of these drills one of these drills that have taken place that were so realistic that people involved in this situation didn't know what was going on. An unidentified source told here's this guy, right? Are we talking about the Freemason hat guy? An unidentified source told NPR journalists that witnesses appeared to recognize Farouk by his voice and build. So why was he wearing a mask if it was that easy? Other witnesses easily identified one of the shooters as a female because of her slight build and tight-fitted clothing. You know, the Muslims who wear their tight-fitted clothing while they're committing mass murder. Sources reported that Malik pledged by Allah allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, ISIL, on a Facebook account associated with her as the attack was underway. Wait, what? That she pledged allegiance to Abu Akbar, the leader, on a Facebook account associated with her as the attack was underway? This is part of that 2 or 3 minutes? They're going around doing the shooting and she's posting on Facebook? Chubby! Oh, man. Later, reports described the posting as being made on behalf of both shooters. So, water is pouring down, making it difficult to see, which would also make all of your gear heavier. And, you know, hopefully all your weapons are still working just fine, I guess. As these guys are walking around, shooting on average 1 bullet per second, while also posting on Facebook in the water coming down with their, they just happen to have that waterproof phone too. I mean, are you serious right now? Do you guys? I'm barely into this. And if you don't have that weird feeling in the pit of your stomach yet, I'm kind of lost. I don't get it. You know, I don't understand how anybody can hear this shit and just go, yeah, dude, why are you being such a conspiracy theorist? This all makes sense. 2 minutes. Yep. 2 to 3 minutes. And I keep saying 2 minutes because if it's 3 minutes at the most, you have to account for them, you know, going in and out of the facility and with that part. So you can't just say the 2 to 3 minutes part would cover, you know, too much has to happen in 2 to 3 minutes. But all of this is said to have happened within 2 to 3 minutes. Like, think about this. This is just crazy. Yep, I'm hella lost because I'm reading the narrative we're supposed to have. I love how stupid these people are. God. Do any of you think there are real people out there that are that are doing this, that are playing this role right now. There are real people out there that are hearing what I'm saying when I'm reading the fucking official narrative, the official Wikipedia, the government sponsored Wikipedia, the system sponsored Wikipedia page, the official bullshit. I'm reading it. Does anybody think like this is me messing this up? Do you honestly think I have the capability of affecting this? This is what you're supposed to believe. And it just gets even better, right? The perpetuators left 3 explosive devices connected to one another at the Inland Regional Center, contained inside the backpack left by Farouk during the departmental event. So he left his pipe bombs on the table, and like that was a smart move to make. It's not like anybody could have happened to be like, oh, what's this? And looked inside and been like, oh shit. No, that would make sense. The devices were described as pipe bombs constructed with Christmas lights and tied together, combined with a remote controlled car that was switched on. A poorly constructed device, the poorly constructed device failed to explode. Authorities believe that the pipe bombs were meant to target the emergency personnel responding to the scene. The device was hidden inside a canvas bag, and its build was similar to schematics published in Al Qaeda's Inspire magazine. Co-workers noticed the bag before the attack occurred, but thought that Farouk would return for it, and therefore did not investigate it. Of course, everybody was like, that's Farouk's bag. He was acting all weird and quiet and left his bag on the table. Let's just leave it there because he'll be back. Let's not move the bag thinking we don't want anybody to accidentally walk off with it. We'll go take it to the front desk or something. No, just leave it there. All right, now listen to this. It took, the whole shooting took between 2 and 3 minutes. The whole shooting event, where they also posted on Facebook. It took 3 minutes and 22 seconds for the first police unit to respond to the shooting following the initial 911 emergency calls. How quickly do you think those went off? 2 police officers, listen to this part. This part is just fucking crazy. 2 police officers with San Bernardino Police Department, SBPD, arrived almost simultaneously at 11:04 a.m. They started their shooting at 10:58 and were done, I would assume, by 11:01. And by 11:04, police are already there. Even like they started their shooting at 10:58, and 6 minutes later, the police are there. And these guys have had enough time to carry out a shooting over 100 bullets, shooting 14 people and wounding 22 others, posting on Facebook, and then escaping, all before the cops could even get there. Does this make sense? Are you guys believe this? Here, we'll do a quick reset. Pedophiles, kill yourself.